Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm Fred Joseph. I'm the global COO of S4M, Success for Mobile, and I'm also the CEO of the US operation. At S4M, we're mobile experts. We have a mobile programmatic proprietary stack, and we use that proprietary technology to enhance the foot traffic on this subway campaign. So for this campaign that I'm very glad to present today, Subway came to us with a very simple brief, and that brief was to drive foot traffic to their restaurants and control that foot traffic against their competitors. For that, we used a three-pronged approach. The first fold of this approach, audience targeting, we started 30 days prior to the campaign and collected device IDs of users around Subway restaurants and their competitors. With that audience, we clustered those segments into our DSP, and we've been able to build segments of fast food eaters interested potentially in going to the Subway restaurants. The second fold of this campaign was to build a geo-fenced strategy. With this geo-fence strategy, we built into our DSP a 400 meters radius and only targeted those areas with the clusters that we had collected in those 30 days prior. And the third step of that strategy was to build a very specific moment marketing day parting, only displaying the campaign across opening hours of the Subway restaurants, mainly at lunchtime and dinner time. Now let's talk about the creatives. We built a very specific drive-to-store unit within our own studio. This drive-to-store unit is non-intrusive with an ability to trigger the GPS lat-long coordinates of the user within the ad. So basically, the user could see within the advertisement where the nearest Subway restaurant was, and with that creative, we prompted the user to click on the ad and by default opening their map, Google Map or iOS map, and being driven to the closest Subway restaurant. Now, talking about results, we measured, like I said, foot traffic, and for that we partnered with a neutral third-party provider, AdSquare, and with that we've been able to drive significant results tying the campaign to specific traffic into the restaurants. As you can see, the Subway campaign has been driving 3.27% of exposed users, because within the cluster of audience, we also used that potential for a control group on which we have measured unexposed users. So the difference between the 3.27% and the 2.23% on this chart shows the uplift between the exposed users and the non-exposed users going into the Subway restaurants. What's really interesting as well is that, like I said, we controlled competitors' locations as well, and with that, we've been able to notice one of our competitors with a very high decrease of their footfall within their restaurants. About 40% of that traffic has decreased during the campaign. Obviously, we can't be 100% sure that traffic went to Subway restaurant, but there's a good chance that this is what actually happened. With that, let's talk a little bit about our metrics. Our proprietary technology is MRC certified, Media Rating Council certified. The Media Rating Council is the trading body in the US that certifies audits and certify all the audits. And you know how this is an important topic for mobile at the moment. So all metrics are MRC certified. Impressions are 100% rendered on the device for at least 1 second. Clicks are filtered from robots and fraud. And landing pages are counted as 100% loaded for at least 1 second on the user's device. With that, last but not least, we have this great quote from our client. I think I'm pretty satisfied with this campaign that ran for 28 days and has been very successful. Thank you very much.
Well,
thank you.
Let's go for questions.
Hi. Thanks for the presentation. A couple of questions. Could you illustrate how do you go about collecting those mobile IDs in the first place? And then secondly, how is the consumer interaction? How do you then pass the subway message into those consumers to get them to trigger to choose the restaurant?
So the question is, how did we collect the device IDs? So 2 ways. The first way, with our own technology, we collect device IDs on the bid. Whether the bid is won or lost, we collect those device IDs within our own proprietary technology. The second way is, like I said, we partnered with AdSquare, and they have this capability of being certified with publishers, and they capture device IDs from the background in the publisher side. With that, I don't know if this is part of your question, but with that, we overlay those device IDs with polygon, geolocated polygon around the restaurants, around the subway restaurants, and around competitors' restaurants. And so overlaying those IDs with the geolocated polygons, we're able to measure the foot traffic in store.
How did you measure the in-store traffic? Via router or GPS data?
Sorry.
So in the store,
yes.
In the subway store, was it via the GPS, geolocation
yes.
data as well? So
yes.
no router traffic?
100% geolocated through GPS. This was an in-app campaign, and we captured the lat long, the XY, latitude, longitude coordinates from the users.
One more question. You wanted? Yes.
I just wanted to congratulate you on your metrics. I think they flowed really well. It's well done.
Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed the metrics, the way they came out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Still one more question? Very quick one. Yes, over there.
I would agree, a very successful campaign. Were you able to separate the impact of your successful targeting from the persuasiveness of the content in terms of how they contributed to the uplift in traffic?
Right, so the question is about being able to separate the efficiency of the creative unit from the rest of the signals. Is that correct?
Well, specifically, you're targeting segments that are likely to go to subway or so. Good targeting, but then also looking up the correct creative, right? So those together result
yes.
in the uplift.
That's right.
And I'm wondering whether you're able to separate the impact of targeting from the impact of the creative.
On this campaign, no. There's no way for us to separate those 2 components. What I can say is that we're using this drive-to-store unit on a number of campaigns where we bridge the gap between the digital and the real world. This obviously is a very efficient way by prompting the lat long within the ad, like I said in this particular example. On some of those cases, we're not as granular as in this case by overlaying data from polygon geolocations. So we would be able to compare those results with standard campaigns where we don't have that sort of granularity. But this is really the state of the art of both components.
Thank you very much, Frederic.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for Frederic Joseph.